Now, this is also, for any company that wants to be innovative, absolutely critical thing to do, which is to not be distracted when people tell you that this is stupid and isn't going to work. And people are well-meaning, and entrepreneurs, and I've used that term in the most broad way. People who are building, people who are inventing, have to have this combination of stubbornness and flexibility. And the trick, of course, is knowing which to use when. But what you cannot do is be distracted by the outside world. You have to stay heads down, focused on customers, and not let external events distract you. And Amazon is a very good case of this. This is December of 1998. And actually, this is a phrase that, and I think Rob is in the audience, but this is not you, Rob. You didn't write this. But this is a case of in 1997. Forrester Research coined this term, and Barnes & Noble had just launched their online store, and I thought that Forrester had a very good point. They were saying, Amazon is this 2-year-old company. They've had this nice 2-year run, but sort of now the big gorilla has come to town. And at the time, we had annual revenues of $60 million a year. We had 125 employees, and Barnes & Noble had 30,000 employees, and at that time, I don't know, $3 billion a year in sales. And so it didn't seem like an even fight. And they coined this term Amazon.toast. And it was widely picked up, and and it did bother. There's one feedback loop here that has to be managed, which is you have to make sure that that you have some all-hands meetings and that you communicate to employees what they should they be worried about this or shouldn't they be worried about this. And in our case, I thought this was a very simple situation because I didn't think there was anything we could do about what our competitors were going to do. And so, we did have the all-hands meeting, and I asked all of our 125 employees to be terrified and to wake up with their sheets drenched in sweat every morning. And I carefully specified sweat. But that they should be afraid not of our competitors, but they should be afraid of our customers, because our customers are the only ones who are going to ever give us money. And so that helps. It actually helps have that kind of customer focus because it helps you stay heads down. You don't get worried about what your competitors. Your competitors are going to do what your competitors are going to do. You can watch them. You can learn from them. But you can't let them set your strategy. You have to do what you're going to do, and you also can't let the media set your strategy. But you do see that happen. You can't let Wall Street set your strategy either. This is a year after Amazon.toast. This is May of 1999, I've always been amused by this, but I'm comfortable being misunderstood. But this, I have to tell you, my mom really hated this. This really bothered her. She was so pissed off about this. She just didn't like that caricature. It really bothered her. So, but anyway, you just have to ignore those outside influences. You can listen and kind of try to see if there's any kernels of truth that you can take and adapt. There's no reason to have a siege mentality. But those are the kind of reactions you see. You either see that people enter this sort of siege mentality with respect to external factors, or they're too responsive to these external factors. And the reality is you have to take it with a grain of salt and re-examine your strategy, make sure that you really believe in it, it's the right one, and stick to it. That's the only way you can invent. Because invention always leads you down paths that people are going to think are weird. It's sort of obvious. This is